In this video we're going to look at derivatives of trigonometric inverses. So for our example, let's examine the derivative of the sine inverse of x. Sometimes people use, instead of sine inverse, they call that the arcsine of x. And it's important to realize that we don't mean the multiplicative inverse when we're using this minus 1 here. We mean the function inverse of the sine. Okay, so here's our problem. We don't know the derivative of the sine inverse, but we do know the derivative of a sine. So we're going to call y this function that we're looking for. And what we really want to find then is y prime. We'll take the sine of both sides of this equation. We're not multiplying here. We're doing an operation called sining. So the sine of y will be equal to the sine of the sine inverse of x. Our reason for doing that is that sining, the operation of sining, undoes the operation of sine inversing. So our equation becomes the sine of y is equal to x. Now at this point we're going to take the derivative of both sides of the equation. On the left hand side we don't have an x here, so we're going to need to use the chain rule. So it'll be the derivative of the outside function evaluated at the inside function times the derivative of the inside function. On the right hand side, the derivative of x is just going to be 1. So therefore y prime is 1 divided by the cosine of y. Now, with implicit differentiation, we often end up with y's in our answer. In this case, we'll be able to eliminate this y because we know a relationship between the x's and y's. It's this trigonometric relationship. Notice that what that means is we're talking about a right triangle. This y is measuring an angle in that right triangle. The sine is the opposite over hypotenuse, so a representative of the family of right triangles that satisfy this condition would be the triangle where this side is x, the hypotenuse is 1, and this angle is y. The Pythagorean theorem then tells us that this side is going to be the square root of 1 minus x squared. Take a minute and verify that that is in fact the case. Then the cosine of this angle is going to be the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. Since the hypotenuse is 1, then the cosine is just this amount. And so therefore, y prime is 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. We have just shown that the derivative of the inverse sine of x is equal to 1 divided by the square root of 1 minus x squared.